What's up, Niner fam? My name is JT Magnum, and there's my cat in the background. He loves to be in these videos. Apparently, he was in the last one, I believe. Just lying around. He loves to be next to me and around me at all times. That's just the way he is. He's a very lovable cat. And anyways, let's get right into this. We're gonna talk about the quarterbacks for our draft needs in this one. And I'm sorry I haven't made a video in a while. I was under attack on my computer. I had a really bad rootkit virus, and I finally got rid of it. I'm not going to get into how I got it. It wasn't anything bad. It was just a stupid, idiotic move by me to click on something that I shouldn't have clicked on, and I should have known better. And needless to say, I got rid of everything, and now I'm going to have to do a whole system reinstall. But before I do that, I wanted to put these next 4 videos up for you guys for my draft needs. But for this one, we're gonna do the quarterbacks, and you already know who the 49ers have at quarterback. Blaine Gabbert, who was a starter last year, who took over for Kaepernick because Kaepernick was just struggling. And Kaepernick, of course, who might be traded. I think he's going to be traded still. I don't think he's going to stay on the 49ers. I don't think this is something that they want to do. They want to keep this dude. They want to let him go. They want to cut ties. They want to get rid of his salary, and they want to move on. And here's the quarterbacks that I think are good, and I'm only gonna name 4. And the only reason I'm doing this, I'm not including Jared Goff, and I'm not including Carson Wentz. Number 1, I don't like Carson Wentz. Number 2, Jared Goff and Carson Wentz are gonna be gone. The Rams and the Eagles have moved up, and they're gonna both select the quarterback. If they don't select the quarterback, it's gonna be a miracle. But I think they're both obviously everybody knows they're pretty much going to select the quarterback. It's going to be Goff or Wentz for either one of those two. And that leaves some quarterbacks left around, maybe later rounds, or maybe second round or late first round that the 49ers can get, maybe trade back for, or maybe pick first. We'll see. We'll talk about it in just a second. But first, let's talk about Vernon Adams. The only reason I'm putting him in here, the guy is, I don't personally think he's like the best. I don't really necessarily want the 49ers to draft him, but if they were to draft a quarterback that was pretty good and a good playmaker, this guy is that mode. He kind of is Russell Wilson-ish, although I still think Russell Wilson's a way better quarterback, obviously coming out of college. Not that fast, but has enough athleticism to make plays in the pocket. Short, undersized, obviously he's 5'11", he's only 195 pounds, but he's got that Oregon background. You know, Chip Kelly with the Oregon background likes those Oregon players. Had some injury concerns, but kind of the scouts are kind of comparing him to like BJ Daniels, Russell Wilson type, and he's just a extreme competitor to the fullest, and one of those quarterbacks that will just make plays. How long he can do that, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not for the 49ers drafting him, but I have a feeling, but he's still better than a lot of the other quarterbacks out there. To me, it's not a deep quarterback draft like everybody thinks it is. I think the best like 3 or 4, top 4 or 5 quarterbacks are there, and that's it. After that, I don't think it's really, I don't like that much of the quarterbacks. I don't like Connor Cook. I'm not a fan of him. I'm not a fan of just a lot of quarterbacks that a lot of these people are high on. I'm not high on them. The second guy is Kevin Hogan. 6'3", 217 pounds out of Stanford, ran that pro-style offense that Andrew Luck ran when he was at Stanford. Very accurate passer. I think he was the most accurate short intermediate route passing. Not the most athletic, but he does get out of that pocket. He can run. He ran some zone read, can run out of that. Not the fastest. I mean, he ran like a 4.78, but that's still not slow. So that's still pretty fast. And like I said, played in that pro-style offense, highly underrated passers. One of the most underrated passers in the draft, has a nice touch on his ball here and there. Some say he's going to be like a steal, like probably he's going to probably go in the 6th round, 5th or 6th round probably. And a lot of people are saying he's going to be a steal at that round. So we'll see what happens. But he's the guy that I was watching. I looked at some tape on him and looked at some videos on him and things like that. And I kind of liked him, but like I said, I'm just not too high on most of these quarterbacks. The next 2 that I'm talking about, these are the guys that I'm really high on. And that the first one is Dak Prescott. 6'2", 226 pounds, built like a freaking tank. The guy is strong. He wasn't touted as accurate, which made me kind of like wonder why, because the guy threw like 29 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions, and he was in the SEC. I'm sorry, but that SEC conference with defense is very, very tough. They're extremely tough competitors. A lot of those defenders go into the NFL, and this guy barely threw any interceptions in a tough division. So I don't know what they're saying by when they say that he's not accurate and stuff. He makes plays with his legs. He's very good in the pocket. They're comparing him to Donovan McNabb. I think it's because of his build and his stature, but he's not as polished as Donovan McNabb was when he came out of college. But still a very interesting quarterback to look at. He was one of the quarterbacks that were supposed to be in the first round or a first round draft pick as of last year, but then got passed over for some reason, and he didn't do anything wrong to do that. So I don't know, he might be a steal in the second or third round. He's probably going to go in the second round, but he's the guy the 49ers can look at towards in the second round if they don't get a quarterback in the first, or maybe the third round, possibly if he falls. And here's the guy that I like the most. I've been saying it since day one. I want to talk about this guy because he's my favorite quarterback in the draft. He's been my favorite quarterback since day one, since college football was still going on. The bowls haven't even been played yet and everything else. He didn't have the best bowl game, but I don't care. Paxton Lynch. 6'7", 230 pounds. He's still athletic, can still run, can see over the top of defenses. Extremely strong arm. He's kind of as strong as arm as Colin Kaepernick. And Colin Kaepernick throws darts, but he's more accurate than Kaepernick. Has an extremely accurate deep ball. People saying that he's not that accurate short and medium, but that's what they say about almost every quarterback. The dude has shown that he can make plays, deliver the ball in strikes. He can deliver the ball in stride. The guy has just, to me, he's the best quarterback in the draft. I don't care about Jared Goff. I don't care about Carson Wentz. Paxton Lynch is the guy. I'm hoping the 49ers, even at number 7, pick him. I don't care. Even at number 7, I'm hoping they pick Paxton Lynch. He's the guy that I like. He played at Memphis. Of all the places, Memphis still threw 28 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions. The guy is a beast at quarterback, and that's the guy I want. I know a lot of these other guys I've talked about have some good traits, and they're probably good for later rounds, but I think this is the future for the 49ers. Even Jerry Rice said that he thinks Paxton Lynch is a good quarterback. You're coming from a Hall of Fame wide receiver who was throwing the ball, but from Steve Young and Joe Montana saying to pick up Paxton Lynch. There you have it, folks. That's the guy for me. But let me know what you think in the comment section of the quarterbacks that I picked. Let me know who you think would be a good fit as a 49er quarterback. Don't include Jared Goff and Carson Wentz because they're going to be gone. You pretty much know they're going to be gone. But let me know what you think about the quarterbacks that I picked, and also let me know what you think the quarterbacks are in later rounds that maybe the 49ers can go after somebody that I did not mention or somebody I did mention. All right? And stay tuned for the next one. On the next one, I think will be linebackers or defensive ends. One of the two, you'll see when it comes up. All right? So for JT Magnum, Niner News, I'm out. Peace.